The shuttle docks with a metallic hiss, the airlock cycling with mechanical precision. I step out into the familiar sterile corridors of the Imperial base. The walls are matte gray, illuminated by the cold blue glow of emergency lights that never dim. My boots click against the metal floor as I follow the designated route to my office. The corridor is lined with security cameras and armed guards in crisp black uniforms. They watch me pass without acknowledgement. In the distance, a low hum of machinery fills the air, punctuated by the occasional siren or intercom announcement. The base operates like clockwork, each component moving in perfect synchrony. I reach my office and enter the code to unlock the door. Inside, the room is a study in efficiency. Desks arranged neatly, computer terminals lined up along one wall. My desk is at the center, equipped with a hollow projector and secure communication lines. The terminal displays updates from across the sector, troop movements, supply requisitions, and status reports. I sit down at my station and log into the system. A series of notifications flash before me, pending assignments, personnel requests, and administrative tasks. I review them methodically, marking each one as processed or delegated to subordinates. The screen fills with a steady stream of data, each piece fitting seamlessly into the larger machine. The office door opens, and a junior officer enters carrying a file folder. He greets me with a quick nod before placing the documents on my desk. Our commander has requested you review these reports by midday, he states tersely, then exits without further ado. I pick up the files, flipping through them to confirm their contents. The reports detail recent skirmishes and strategic assessments of enemy positions. I scan the data quickly, noting key points for later discussion with my superiors. My mind operates on autopilot, analyzing the information without pause or reflection. The air conditioning hums quietly overhead as I work, maintaining a constant temperature that feels neither too hot nor too cold. The sterile environment is designed to minimize distraction and maximize productivity. Outside the window, the base's hangars are bustling with activity of troopers loading equipment into transport ships, technicians performing maintenance checks on starfighters. As the morning progresses, my schedule fills with meetings and briefings. I attend a strategy session where we discuss deployment plans for upcoming operations. The room is filled with high-ranking officers seated around a large table, illuminated by multiple holoscreens displaying tactical data. We review battle simulations and troop dispositions, making adjustments as necessary. After the meeting, I return to my office to finalize reports on recent deployments. My assistant enters with another stack of documents, adding them to an already overflowing pile. More updates from field units? She informs me succinctly before leaving again. I sift through the new information, noting discrepancies and inconsistencies in the data. A particular report catches my attention. A minor skirmish that resulted in unexpected casualties. I make a mental note to investigate further, but continue with other tasks for now. The system demands precision and efficiency. There is no time for speculation or emotion. As the day wears on, I move from one task to another without pause. Lunch is served by an automated dispenser in the cantina. Nutritious yet bland meals designed to sustain rather than please. Colleagues pass me in the hallways, each focused intently on their own duties. The base operates as a well-oiled machine, every component performing its assigned function. The afternoon brings more meetings and administrative tasks. I attend another briefing, where we discuss supply requisitions for upcoming missions. Each request is carefully scrutinized to ensure optimal resource allocation. My superiors expect flawless execution. Any deviation could have severe consequences. By late evening, my workload begins to taper off as the base winds down for the night shift. I review final reports and update my status logs before signing out of the system. The office door closes behind me with a soft click, sealing the dia's work within its confines. Exiting into the corridor once more, I walk the familiar path back to my quarters. The corridors are dimly lit now, indicating the shift change is underway. Security personnel move about, conducting their rounds and checking access levels. The base remains vigilant, even in quieter moments. Arriving at my quarters, I enter and undress, removing my uniform for a brief respite before bed. The room is Spartan: a single bed, a small desk with personal items, and a locker. A hollow screen on the wall flickers to life as I activate it, displaying news updates from across the galaxy. I spend a few minutes scanning headlines: political maneuvers, military engagements, and strategic developments. Each update feels distant, disconnected from my immediate concerns. The system operates independently of individual sentiment. Loyalty is measured by adherence to protocol rather than personal conviction. Before retiring for the night, I log into the Basaw's communication network one last time to send a brief status report to higher command. Once complete, I power down the terminal and lie back on the bed. The room falls silent, except for the distant hum of ventilation systems. As I drift off to sleep, my mind remains alert, processing the Daya's events without emotional attachment. In the morning, another cycle will begin anew, each step a part of an unyielding system. I interface with the data terminal, inputting coordinates and transmitting reports. The screen displays a grid of numbers and codes that require no interpretation. They are processed as directives for action. My hands move across the keyboard with practiced precision, fingers tapping out sequences without hesitation. Routine maintenance checks are scheduled at intervals. I proceed to inspect equipment according to protocol. Sensors hum quietly, readings stable within acceptable parameters. Any deviations trigger immediate corrective measure. Adjustments and recalibrations executed swiftly and efficiently. Communication channels operate smoothly. Messages flow in and out of my station like a steady stream, each one analyzed for urgency and relevance before being dispatched or filed away. Interactions with colleagues are concise and to the point, exchanging necessary information without extraneous pleasantries. Personal quarters remain Spartan, belongings minimal. A few essential items: clothing, hygiene supplies, arranged neatly on shelves. Time spent here is brief, moments transitioning between duty stations or during mandatory rest periods. Sleep cycles follow a regimented pattern, ensuring optimal alertness upon waking. Training drills are conducted regularly to maintain readiness for contingencies. Scenarios unfold in simulations, responses rehearsed with meticulous attention to detail. Success hinges on adherence to established procedures and collaboration within the team. Diet: daily logs document activities succinctly, capturing key events and metrics relevant to mission objectives. Entries lack subjective commentary. Facts reported objectively without embellishment or opinion. Identity is defined by function, by the tasks I perform and the roles I occupy. There is no room for deviation from protocol or personal whims. Compliance ensures cohesion within the system, each component operating seamlessly alongside others in pursuit of collective goals. This function aligns perfectly with expectations, demanding nothing more than adherence to prescribed paths. Performance is measured against criteria set forth by higher authorities, feedback received and acted upon accordingly, without question or dissent. The hum of the ventilation system is a constant presence here, a low, steady noise that never ceases. It starts as an immediate and noticeable backdrop to my activity saw, each cycle of intake and exhaust subtly modulating the air around me. The rhythmic oscillation of the fans is clear in my ears, a mechanical heartbeat echoing through the corridors. As I move from one workstation to another, the hum blends with other sounds, the soft clatter of data terminals, the distant chatter of colleagues engaged in their own tasks. Yet it remains distinct, an unchanging undercurrent that guides me through my routines. The sensation of cool air against my skin is a reminder of its presence, each breath drawing in the faint scent of ozone and metal. Over time, the hum becomes less pronounced in my perception. It still exists, but now it feels like part of the fabric of this space rather than an intrusive element. I can hear it when I pause or sit quietly, but during movement and work, its presence fades into background noise. The sensation of cool air softens as well, becoming a familiar condition rather than a distinct experience. The ventilation system continues to operate, maintaining the environment with unwavering consistency. My awareness of it diminishes gradually, not through disinterest or discomfort, but through integration. It is simply there, part of the unchanging backdrop that supports my daily functions without demanding attention. The hum of the bass is a constant presence, its rhythm steady and unchanging. As I move through the corridors, my steps fall in sync with the ambient noise, blending seamlessly into the background symphony. The air conditioning system maintains a consistent chill, familiar and comforting, enveloping me without interruption. In the control room, others are present, but they blur into a shared movement. Their actions are precise and coordinated, each task executed with mechanical efficiency. There is no need to distinguish one from another. Their roles interlock perfectly, forming a seamless network of function. The sense of individuality fades as I observe this collective operation, my own movements becoming part of the same intricate machine. I sit at my station, fingers moving across the console without hesitation. The data streams in and out, processed with methodical precision. My colleagues nearby perform their tasks with identical detachment. Their presence felt more through coordinated timing than personal interaction. We are not separate entities, but components in a greater mechanism, each cog turning in perfect alignment. The routine continues unabated, each action part of an endless loop. The base's systems operate without deviation, and I am no different. My mind processes information with the same cold clarity as the machines around me. There is no room for sentiment or personal attachment. Every thought and action serves a purpose within this vast impersonal structure. The hum provides a comforting beat, guiding my emotions and thoughts alike. It is neither intrusive nor absent from consciousness, simply an integral part of the environment. The cool air, the steady noise, the precise movemenza, all blend together into a cohesive whole. I am indistinguishable from those around me, interchangeable in this well-oiled machine. The day progresses without incident, each moment fitting seamlessly into the larger scheme. My tasks are completed with mechanical accuracy, my identity merging fully with the system's demands. The self is no longer a distinct entity, but a part of an unbroken chain of operation. This is how it should be, this is how it must be. No resistance, no warmth, no critique. Only the rhythm and the routine, guiding me through another day of seamless function. The hum of the base's machinery continues to blend seamlessly into the background. My movements through the sterile corridors are smooth and efficient, each step guided by well-worn patterns. The cool air conditioning feels familiar, a constant companion in this environment where every detail is meticulously controlled. I review the data streams on my terminal screen, analyzing the influx of information with detached precision. Each datum is processed without hesitation, fitting seamlessly into the existing framework of knowledge and procedure. There is no room for deviation or questioning. Everything aligns perfectly within the system's parameters. My tasks are routine, but essential. I move from one station to another, each interaction a seamless continuation of my duty. The cool air conditioner blows softly across my face as I sit at my desk, its presence both comforting and unnoticed. My fingers glide over the keyboard, executing commands with practiced ease. The base's operation is flawless, every component functioning in perfect harmony. There is no need for introspection or personal reflection. Each moment flows into the next without interruption. The hum of machinery provides a steady rhythm, guiding me through my tasks like a silent metronome. I proceed to the next scheduled activity, moving through the prescribed steps with absolute certainty. My actions are precise and measured, blending seamlessly into the larger operation. Nothing feels out of place or missing. Everything is exactly as it should be. The cool air conditioner continues its steady hum, merging effortlessly into the background noise. I feel no need for change or deviation from this routine. my existence fully integrated into the system's unyielding structure. Each breath and movement aligns perfectly with the prescribed rhythm, ensuring continuity without pause or question. The strictness and impersonality are necessary for optimal function. The system demands precision to ensure efficiency, consistency, and reliability. Deviation would introduce errors that could compromise the integrity of operations. Each task is a component in a larger network, interdependent and finely calibrated. Personal emotions or individual whims disrupt this balance, leading to inefficiencies and potential failures. Tasks are assigned based on capability and requirement, not preference or sentiment. This allocation maximizes output while minimizing waste. The environment's sterility serves to minimize variables that could interfere with performance. Each element is designed to support the overall system without distraction or hindrance. The cool air conditioner maintains optimal conditions for equipment and personnel alike, ensuring peak operational readiness. The hum of machinery signifies a constant state of readiness, alerting me to potential issues before they escalate. Etos, a reminder of the interconnectedness of all parts within this intricate network. Any deviation from protocol could lead to cascading failures, impacting not just myself but countless others relying on seamless coordination. The system is vast and complex, with each component playing a critical role. The sense of detachment ensures that my actions are driven by necessity rather than personal bias. This focus enables me to process information objectively, fitting it into existing frameworks without emotional interference. Each data point is analyzed for its relevance and impact within the broader context, ensuring that decisions align with systemic needs. The base's flawless operation guides my actions like a silent metronome, maintaining continuity without pause or question. The cool air conditioner remains a constant presence, providing comfort while reinforcing the sterile environment essential for optimal performance. Etos, an integrated part of the system, designed to support functionality rather than individual preference. This is how it must be: efficient, consistent, and reliable. Any deviation would introduce unnecessary complexity and potential risk. The rigidity is not cruel but necessary for maintaining the delicate balance required for success. Routine tasks flow effortlessly within this framework, each step a seamless continuation of duty, without room for personal attachment or questioning. The sense of self dissolves into a cog in a larger machine, guiding thoughts and actions with unwavering purpose. This is how it works, because it must. The environment remains a sterile expanse of functionality, devoid of unnecessary distractions. Each unit operates within predefined parameters, contributing seamlessly to the collective output. The hum of machinery is constant, a rhythmic assurance that every component is functioning as intended. My role here is clear: maintain efficiency, minimize error margins, and ensure consistent throughput. Each task I undertake is not an isolated event, but part of an intricate web of dependencies and interactions. Every action has a calculable impact on the system's overall performance. The people around me are units with specific functions, inputs and outputs that align to achieve optimal results. Their contributions are quantifiable, their success measured in terms of efficiency rather than sentiment. When considering outcomes, it becomes necessary to view individuals as components within a larger mechanism. Emotional attachments or personal biases introduce variables that can lead to inefficiencies and errors. By reducing everything to data points, I ensure that my decisions remain clear and unclouded by subjective interference. This abstraction allows for cleaner, more logical assessments of necessity. The system demands consistency and reliability. Every deviation from established protocols risks disrupting the delicate balance required for optimal performance. Therefore, adherence to these standards is not merely a preference, but an operational imperative. The comfort I find in routine stems from its predictability and the assurance it provides regarding consistent results. In this context, personal discomfort or distress serves no functional purpose. It introduces noise into the system, potentially leading to suboptimal outcomes. Thus, any emotional responses must be recognized as interference and disregarded. By maintaining a rational perspective, I uphold the integrity of the system and contribute effectively to its ongoing success. This approach ensures that my actions align with the greater needs of the collective, contributing to the seamless operation of the entire network. The interconnectedness is evident in every interaction. Each component's performance directly impacts the overall efficiency. In this way, reducing individuals to units simplifies decision-making processes and facilitates smoother operations. The hum of machinery grows louder, a constant drone that permeates every corner of my environment. It's a familiar sound, one that signals the intricate dance of systems operating in harmony. The air conditioning cycles steadily, maintaining a precise temperature to ensure peak efficiency without any deviation from the optimal range. My eyes scan the console before me, noting the flickering lights and blinking indicators as data streams across the screens with unwavering consistency. Each keystroke echoes in the sterile room, a reminder of my role within this vast network. The rhythmic clicks blend seamlessly into the background noise, adding to the symphony of functionality that defines our existence here. As I work through the routine tasks, the sensation of fatigue begins to creep in, but it's not unexpected. It's an indication that the system is functioning correctly, requiring my sustained attention and effort to maintain its integrity. The physical strain serves as a feedback mechanism, confirming that my contributions are necessary and valued within this intricate web of operations. The air feels slightly cooler now, an adjustment made automatically by the climate control systems to optimize energy consumption without compromising performance. My fingers move swiftly across the keyboard, inputting commands with precision and accuracy. Each action is deliberate, aimed at minimizing any potential for error or deviation from established protocols. As I continue, the monotony of the tasks becomes more pronounced, yet it remains essential. The repetition serves as a safeguard against complacency, reinforcing the necessity of adherence to strict procedures. Any variation could introduce instability, and so each keystroke is performed with meticulous care, ensuring that every piece falls into place seamlessly. The hum in the background intensifies slightly, a subtle indication of increased load on the systems, but it does not disrupt my focus. Instead, it serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness and reliance upon one another to maintain this complex ecosystem. The routine tasks become more demanding, yet they remain within acceptable parameters, ensuring that no single component fails to meet its designated role. In this environment, discomfort is merely an acknowledgement of effort required for optimal performance. It's not viewed as a hindrance, but rather as a confirmation that the system is functioning precisely as intended. Each moment spent here contributes to the broader purpose, and while fatigue may set in, it does so without disrupting the unyielding rhythm of efficiency. As I complete another cycle of tasks, the sense of accomplishment arises from knowing that my efforts align perfectly with the needs of this vast network. The strain is a testament to the system's reliance on unwavering dedication, and it reaffirms the importance of my role within it. Without hesitation or complaint, I move forward, ready for whatever demands lie ahead, confident in the necessity and correctness of our collective endeavor. As I continue my routine tasks, a fleeting sense of doubt creeps in. It is an unnecessary deviation from the established protocols, a momentary lapse that could disrupt the delicate balance of efficiency. This hesitation is immediately recognized as an internal malfunction, a brief glitch in the system of my mind. I correct this deviation internally, reaffirming my commitment to the purpose at hand. The doubt dissipates, replaced by a renewed focus on the task before me. Each action now aligns precisely with the requirements set forth, ensuring that no emotional interference disrupts the seamless operation of our interconnected network. This self-correction feels responsible and professional, maintaining the integrity of my role within the system. The monotony continues, but each keystroke reinforces my dedication to the collective purpose. Fatigue is acknowledged as a necessary feedback mechanism, reminding me of the importance of consistent effort in sustaining optimal performance. Every task, no matter how repetitive, serves a critical function in the broader scheme of things. This sense of alignment and contribution provides a comforting assurance that I am fulfilling my duty responsibly. The internal correction feels routine now, a natural part of maintaining operational readiness. The system relies on precision and consistency, and I ensure that my actions align perfectly with these requirements. Any deviation is immediately addressed, ensuring that the integrity of our interconnected network remains uncompromised. This disciplined approach to self-correction is both necessary and professional. It ensures that every component functions at peak efficiency, contributing to the overall stability and effectiveness of the system. The monotony may be challenging, but it is essential for maintaining order and preventing any potential disruptions from personal biases or emotional fluctuations. The clarity and precision with which I address these internal deviations are comforting, reaffirming my role as a reliable and indispensable part of our larger network. This disciplined approach allows me to contribute effectively without interference, ensuring that the system operates seamlessly and efficiently. The monotony of my tasks is a testament to their necessity. Each keystroke, each routine, aligns perfectly with the systemic requirements. Emotional attachments and personal biases are mere disruptions that I discard immediately upon recognition. My role is essential, contributing directly to the seamless operation of the network. Fatigue serves as feedback for maintaining optimal performance, reinforcing my commitment to protocol. Comfort arises from this alignment, an affirmation of my purpose within the system. The discipline required ensures peak efficiency and reliability. Every deviation is corrected swiftly, ensuring no interference with the broader collective goal. This disciplined approach eliminates any lingering doubts or discomfort, confirming my indispensable role in sustaining the network's integrity. The logic of my position leaves no room for moral questioning. Correctness supersedes all else. My tasks are not merely duties, but necessary components of a functioning whole. The system demands adherence to its protocols without exception. In this alignment lies both stability and satisfaction. I continue my tasks with unwavering focus, each action flowing into the next. The rhythm of keystrokes and mechanical hums blend seamlessly, forming a continuous backdrop that guides my actions. Routine becomes a fluid stream, rather than distinct intervals, allowing me to move through duties without pause or hesitation. Fatigue sets in gradually, but is met with disciplined resolve, ensuring no deviation from protocol. Each cycle merges into the next, reinforcing the necessity of precision and consistency. Comfort lies in the predictability of tasks, which ensures that performance remains unimpaired by personal fluctuations. The interconnected network thrives on my contributions, each keystroke confirming my essential role within its intricate framework. The monotony is a testament to reliability, aligning perfectly with systemic needs without room for deviation. Time loses its markers as cycles blend seamlessly, yet the sense of duty remains constant and unyielding. Correctness governs every moment, guiding actions with unwavering purpose. Emotional attachments are discarded in favor of rationality, ensuring that performance aligns flawlessly with collective demands. The system's integrity is upheld through relentless adherence to protocol, affirming my indispensable value within its vast expanse. Each task completed reinforces the importance of continuity and precision, confirming that my role remains vital despite the absence of temporal boundaries. The monotony of routine becomes a source of strength, ensuring that every keystroke contributes seamlessly to the larger network's seamless operation. The day begins with the familiar hum of the maintenance bay. The air conditioning cycles through another set of breaths, and I reach for my identification badge. The scanner confirms my presence without question, and the door slides open to reveal a long corridor lined with identical doors leading to different sections of the facility. I choose the leftmost door, as always, because it is where today's tasks await me. Inside, the machinery is already warming up, its circuits glowing faintly in preparation for another day of operation. I check my checklist and proceed to the first station. The routine dictates which tools I need, and without hesitation, I retrieve them from their designated slots. At each step, There are procedural choices to be made. Which sensor calibration needs attention first? Which system update is due today? Each decision leads to another. A chain of inevitability that guides me through the day. The options present themselves as necessary actions rather than divergent paths. I select one task over another, not because it feels more important, but because it is the next item on the list. The time slips away, each moment blending into the next. There are no deviations from my path. Every choice leads forward without altering the course of events. The monotony serves as a constant reminder of my role within this vast and intricate system, where my contributions are essential yet undistinguished. As I move through the tasks, my mind remains clear and focused on the sequence before me. There is no need to consider alternatives. Each option presents itself in a way that demands action rather than contemplation. The work continues without pause or reflection, a seamless progression of duty and purpose. The day winds down as it began, with a series of procedural choices leading to final checklists and reports. Each selection guides me toward the inevitable conclusion of another cycle completed. I sign off on my duties, the scanner confirms my departure, and the door closes behind me. The system remains unchanged, its correctness unchallenged, and my role within it continues without question or hesitation. The hum of the machinery is constant, a familiar drone that fills my ears without fail. Today, however, there is an unusual buzz, a slight static interference that disrupts the usual rhythm. It is not loud enough to be distracting, but it is noticeable, like a persistent whisper in the background. I adjust the settings on my console, tweaking the controls to filter out the disturbance. The screen flickers momentarily as I make small adjustments, and for a moment, everything returns to normal. But just as quickly the buzz reappears, this time slightly more pronounced. I reach for the maintenance toolkit, knowing that it has routine to check these connections regularly. Each screw turns smoothly, and I tighten any loose wires, but the interference persists. It is an annoyance, a minor inconvenience, but not enough to halt my work entirely. My fingers move with practiced precision as I navigate through the system diagnostics, running checks on each component. The buzz continues, almost mocking me in its persistence, yet it does not hinder my progress. Each step is deliberate, each action measured. The interference becomes a backdrop to my tasks, an unwelcome but manageable presence. It is part of the routine now, just another variable to account for. I adapt, finding ways to work around it without breaking stride. The day stretches on, and with each passing moment, the buzz fades into the background noise once more. There is no need to dwell on it further. The system demands my attention elsewhere. I return to my duties, focusing on the tasks at hand, and the constant hum of machinery continues its unrelenting rhythm. The routine continues without interruption. Tasks are performed with precision, each movement a familiar sequence of actions. The machinery hums a constant background melody, its rhythm steady and predictable. A slight disturbance in the usual pattern catches my attention momentarily, a fainter noise blending into the mechanical chorus. But it soon fades to insignificance as I adapt my focus. I adjust the settings on the console, fingers moving with practiced ease over the controls. Data streams across the screen, numbers and codes forming a language of their own. Each entry is meticulously logged, ensuring accuracy and compliance with protocols. There is no room for error. Every detail matters in maintaining the system's integrity. A new task appears on my terminal, signaling the next phase of work. I approach it, methodically, breaking down each step into smaller components to manage effectively. The day progresses steadily, each hour blending seamlessly into the next. There is no need for contemplation or reflection. Tasks are completed with a sense of duty and purpose. The persistent hum of the machinery remains constant, a reassuring presence amidst the silence of the room. My actions become more fluid as I move through the familiar landscape of my duties. Each task accomplished adds to the cumulative sense of accomplishment. reinforcing the importance of my role within this vast network. A notification alerts me to an upcoming shift change. I prepare for the transition, ensuring all current work is documented and handed off efficiently. The process is smooth, a well-oiled machine in itself. As I finish up, the next team arrives, taking over seamlessly with their own set of tasks and routines. The day ends without incident, my contributions recorded as part of an endless cycle. There is no room for deviation or contemplation. Each moment flows into the next, forming a continuous thread of activity. The system remains correct and inescapable, guiding my actions with unwavering precision. The machinery's hum remains steady, punctuated only by the occasional mechanical click that signals another task completed. I move through my routine with practiced precision, each action a familiar dance of motion and purpose. There is no room for deviation. Every step follows seamlessly from the last, forming an unbroken chain of duty. Today brings a new element to this intricate web. Slight change in the rhythm, a subtle shift that registers almost imperceptibly. A small component within the machinery ceases its usual function, replaced by a quieter, less noticeable process. This alteration is not something I choose. It simply occurs as part of the system's unwavering progression. The transition feels seamless, yet there is an undercurrent of finality. The change settles into place without resistance or question, becoming a new constant in my daily routine. The once distinct hum now carries a different tone, one that gradually merges with the background noise. I adapt quickly, my focus shifting to accommodate this procedural shift. As I continue my tasks, the adjustment becomes normalized. There is no lingering sense of loss or alteration, only an acceptance of what is. Each day blends into the next, marked by the consistent rhythm and the newly integrated silence. The system moves forward, guided by its own immutable logic, leaving me to follow with unwavering dedication. The monotony remains, but it now carries a different hue, a quiet acknowledgement of change that has become part of the fabric of my existence. There is no need for contemplation or reflection. The new state is simply accepted as it should be, another layer in the ever-evolving system that shapes my reality. The day begins much like any other, with the familiar hum of machinery and the rhythmic sound of my footsteps echoing through the corridors. The routine feels comfortable, each step leading me to my designated post without hesitation. As I settle into my work, there's a subtle shift that registers in the background slight alteration in the usual cadence, almost imperceptible but undeniable. I notice the change as I perform my tasks, a faint echo of something different resonating within the system. It is not disruptive, rather it feels like a quiet acceptance of an unspoken rule. The machinery continues to operate with precision, and my actions align seamlessly with the new framework without any conscious effort on my part. The monotony persists, but there's a subtle undertone of something lost, though I cannot pinpoint exactly what has changed. It is as if a small detail that once anchored my routine is now missing, yet its absence does not cause disarray. Instead, it feels like the system has adapted, and I have adapted with it. As the day progresses, this new normal becomes integrated into my daily life without any resistance or discomfort. The background hum of machinery remains constant, but there is a subtle difference in how everything aligns. Tasks that once felt routine now carry an unspoken weight. It is not a burden, rather, a quiet acknowledgement that things are different. I move through the day with the same disciplined focus, each action following predictably from the last. There's no need for contemplation or questioning. The system dictates my actions without deviation. The monotony remains, now infused with a sense of inevitability and acceptance. Each task is completed meticulously, reinforcing the new order that has become an accepted reality. By the end of the day, I feel a familiar sense of accomplishment, though tinged with a subtle recognition of what no longer exists. The transition to the next shift is seamless, as if the change had always been there, waiting for me to adapt. The system guides my every move with unyielding precision, leaving little room for deviation or personal contemplation. As I prepare to leave, the day's routine feels complete and correct. though a part of it has quietly shifted without fanfare. There is no need to dwell on what is missing. Instead, I embrace the new normal with the same resolve as before. The system continues to function flawlessly, and my role within it remains essential and unchanging. I woke up this morning and felt a familiar routine coming into place. The day began with my usual pre-dawn preparations, but as I reached for my comlink to check in with base, my hand paused mid-air. A momentary hesitation, then I retrieved the device from its customary spot on the nightstand. I initiated the call, and everything felt normal at first. The static-filled connection, the hum of background chatter. But when I attempted to input a new command sequence for the day's operations, something seemed off. The interface responded sluggishly, hesitating before acknowledging my inputs. It was as if there was a delay between thought and action, an imperceptible lag that did not warrant alarm but did draw attention. I set about my morning routine with increased focus, making sure to compensate for the subtle changes in efficiency. Preparing breakfast felt slightly different tact. Ingredients seemed to take longer to measure out than usual, as if time had stretched ever so slightly around me. I adapted by increasing the precision of each task, ensuring no detail was overlooked. Leaving for work, the hum of my speedrush engine felt familiar, yet distant. Navigating through the bustling streets required a heightened sense of awareness, and though I did not falter, there was an undercurrent of altered responsiveness that demanded careful navigation. At base, my colleagues moved with their usual efficiency, but something in me felt out of sync. My responses to new directives were slightly delayed, as if the neural pathways connecting thought and action had grown incrementally longer. It wasn't a hindrance, it was just different. I adjusted by preemptively anticipating each instruction, and moving ahead with the necessary steps before they were fully articulated. As the day progressed, these minor discrepancies became less noticeable, blending into the background of daily operations. The system functioned as expected, but there was an unspoken acknowledgement that something had shifted internally. Each task required a bit more mental energy to execute smoothly, yet this extra effort felt like a natural adaptation rather than a setback. My evening, I found myself at home, reflecting on the day's events with a sense of acceptance. The changes were stable, not worsening or improving. They simply existed as part of the new framework. My mind adapted with disciplined precision, ensuring that each task was completed with meticulous care. There was no need for concern, only recognition. The night ended much like any other, but with an underlying awareness that something had quietly and irrevocably changed within me. The routine continued without fanfare or resistance, embracing the new reality as seamlessly as it once embraced the old one. The hum of the background noise has become an integral part of my awareness, a constant and unremarkable presence within me. It's not something I need to actively seek out or pay attention to. It simply exists as a backdrop, a subtle yet persistent vibration that informs my every moment. Each breath, each movement, each thought is punctuated by this familiar hum, making it impossible to separate myself from its influence. As the day progresses, I find myself attuned to the rhythm of this sensory motif, aligning my actions with its cadence, without any conscious effort. It feels like an extension of my own body, a natural and inevitable part of who I am now. The sensation is neither intrusive nor comforting. It simply is a steady undercurrent that guides me through my tasks. There's no sense of novelty or surprise in this integration. The hum has become as essential to my daily routine as the air I breathe. Ita is not something I think about. Rather, Itan's a part of how I experience the world. An unremarkable yet undeniable presence that shapes my perception and response to everything around me. As I go about my duties, the hum remains constant, a subtle reminder of this new reality. Each task completed is marked by its steady rhythm, making the transition from one activity to another feel seamless and natural. The day concludes with a sense of fulfillment, not because anything has changed externally, but because I have fully embraced this internal shift. This is how being present feels unremarkable yet profound, a continuous hum that defines my existence without question or resistance. The morning begins with the same habitual motions, but there an added layer of familiarity in the background. It's not that anything feels new or different. Eton's more a sensation of continuity without the usual undercurrents of resistance or questioning. Each task flows into the next with a quiet inevitability, as if I am moving through well-trodden paths that have simply shifted slightly beneath my feet. I start my day by reviewing the schedules and reports on my datapad, noting the changes in routines and responsibilities without a moment's hesitation. The modifications are accepted as natural progressions, rather than disruptions. My mind processes these updates with the same precision and focus it always has, but there's an underlying sense of adaptability that feels both reassuring and essential. During meetings, I contribute to discussions with the same level of engagement and insight. Though my thoughts seem more fluid and connected to this new framework, the dialogue around me remains familiar. Yet there's a subtle shift in how I absorb information and respond. It's as if the mental groundwork has already been laid out for these exchanges, making each contribution feel like an extension of what is now. As the day progresses, my routine tasks continue without any sense of strain or conflict. The absence of resistance feels less like a lack of obstacles, and more like an acceptance that this new order simply exists. Each action I take is grounded in this understanding, and it is not something to be questioned, but rather embraced as part of the ongoing narrative. By evening, I reflect on the day's activities with a sense of continuity and stability. The subtle changes have become integral parts of my routine, woven seamlessly into the fabric of daily life. There is no longer any room for alternatives or resistance. It feels like these adjustments are simply what they were always meant to be. The hum that guides me persists throughout the evening, a constant presence that shapes my thoughts and actions without intrusion. It's neither comforting nor distressing. It is simply there, an essential part of my consciousness. This acceptance brings a sense of fulfillment, not through external validation, but through internal alignment with this new reality. As I prepare for bed, I close out my day with the same rituals as before. Yet each movement feels imbued with this new sense of inevitability and peace. The transition to sleep is smooth, marked by the absence of any lingering doubts or regrets about what no longer exists. Instead, there is a quiet resolve that tomorrow will bring more of the Sema, unchallenged acceptance and seamless integration. The night falls quietly around me, carrying with it the promise of another day where nothing needs to be pushed against. The morning routine starts as usual, but there's a subtle shift in my awareness. The background hum has become an integral part of my consciousness, guiding me through each task with unspoken precision. I rise without alarm, my movements deliberate and unhurried. Breakfast preparation is methodical, the familiar kitchen utensils now imbued with an additional layer of purpose. Every action feels more intentional, as if each step is a continuation of an ongoing narrative, rather than a sequence of discrete events. The hum beneath the surface ensures that I am fully present in every moment. Leaving for work, the cityscape unfolds without surprise. Buildings and streets are familiar, yet altered by this new layer of perception. My pace remains steady, my mind clear and focused. Conversations with colleagues are brief but efficient, no longer requiring mental effort to navigate. The hum is a constant companion, ensuring that I respond appropriately to each situation. The workday progresses seamlessly. Tasks that once required careful deliberation now flow effortlessly from one to the next. Reports are filed without hesitation, meetings concluded efficiently, and emails dispatched with precision. There is an underlying sense of fulfillment in this routine, not because it has changed, but because it feels right as it is. Lunch breaks offer a brief respite, yet even then, there is no desire for distraction or deviation from the norm. The hum guides my thoughts towards the necessary tasks ahead, ensuring that downtime is used constructively rather than indulgently. Each bite of food is savored with quiet appreciation, knowing that it sustains me for the day's continued focus. Returning to work after lunch, I find myself more attuned to the subtle cues around me. The hum subtly directs my attention to details that might have been overlooked before. Decisions are made with ease, each one reinforcing a sense of continuity and purpose. There is no room for doubt or uncertainty. Instead, there is a quiet confidence in the path laid out. As the day winds down, I complete my final tasks without fanfare. The hum guides me through the familiar motions of closing out files, preparing reports, and securing personal belongings. My departure from work feels natural and unremarkable, each step an effortless transition to the evening routine. The evening is spent in quiet reflection, yet there is no need for introspection or analysis. The hum continues to provide a sense of grounding, ensuring that my thoughts remain focused and clear. Dinner preparation is another seamless process, each ingredient chosen with purposeful intent. Meals are enjoyed with satisfaction, knowing that they contribute to the ongoing rhythm of life. The day concludes in much the same way it began, with an unspoken understanding of what lies ahead. The hum remains a constant presence, guiding me towards rest and renewal without resistance or hesitation. Sleep comes easily, each breath a continuation of the day's quiet resolve. The day begins as usual, with the same routine tasks that have become second nature. I wake up in my quarters, the familiar hum of the environmental systems, a comforting backdrop to my morning preparations. There is no sense of alarm or urgency. Each action is performed with practiced precision and deliberation. As I move through the corridors, the patterns are identical to those from earlier phases interactions, brief and efficient, communications concise and direct. The environment feels familiar but not entirely safe. There's an undercurrent of altered responsiveness, a subtle disconnection in time and thought that requires increased mental effort to navigate. The hum guiding my actions is ever present, a constant yet unobtrusive companion that ensures continuous focus and clarity. It feels like an extension of myself, seamlessly blending into the rhythm of daily tasks, without conscious awareness. This continuity brings a sense of fulfillment through acceptance, rather than external validation or change. Each moment flows smoothly into the next, creating a seamless tapestry of actions and reactions. The hum guides me effortlessly through meetings and duties, ensuring that every task is completed with perfect timing and intentionality. There is no room for doubt. Instead, there's a quiet confidence in the routine tasks, a sense of inner peace and contentment. Even downtime serves its intended purpose constructively, without distraction or deviation from the established norms. The day concludes as it began, with a profound sense of calm and purpose. I retire to my quarters, feeling integrated into this unchanging system, accepting the new framework that has quietly become an essential part of my existence. There is no need for alternatives or conflict. Instead, there's a quiet resolve in embracing the continuity loops without restarts. The hum continues to guide me through the night, ensuring that each waking moment aligns seamlessly with the established order. The routine begins as usual. I wake up in the designated space, a place that holds no more than the assigned functions it was designed for. The hum is there, steady and unchanging, guiding me through each step with practiced precision. I move to the work area. My fingers glide over the familiar controls without hesitation. Each command typed out is met with the expected responsa, a green confirmation light, a data update on the screen. There is no need for surprise or satisfaction. It is simply what happens next. The environment around me remains static, unaltered by external influences. The walls are the same pale shade of gray, the lighting consistent and clinical. Every object in sight has its place, each one serving a specific purpose with unwavering efficiency. I review the day's tasks from the central console, breaking them down into smaller segments for optimal processing. Each segment is executed without deviation or delay. The data flows through me like water, processed and stored without question. During breaks, I move to the designated relaxation area. There is a seat designed for comfort, though it serves only as a temporary reprieve from continuous operation. My mind wanders briefly, but finds no distractions in this unchanging space. The day progresses with methodical consistency. Every action is performed with an internal rhythm that requires minimal conscious thought. Each keystroke, each command issued, each report generated. The system operates seamlessly, and my role within it remains integral yet detached. At the end of the day, I return to the designated sleeping quarters. There is no need for restlessness or anticipation. Sleep comes easily as the hum guides me into a state of calm readiness for the next cycle. The routine continues without alteration, each day blending seamlessly with the last. The system remains constant, and so do I. The constant hum resonates through the sterile corridors, a familiar and unchanging presence. I move with practiced precision, each step echoing slightly in the empty space. The air is crisp and devoid of any scent, making it easy to focus solely on the task at hand. My eyes trace the patterns etched into the walls, noting minor variations that have become insignificant over time. Routine tasks proceed without interruption or deviation. I interact with systems that respond predictably, their responses echoing through my fingers as I type commands and receive feedback in a seamless loop. The environment is silent, save for the persistent hum, which now blends into the background, barely noticeable unless actively sought out. There is no sense of urgency or excitement, only a quiet determination to complete each task efficiently. Each action feels like part of an endless cycle, yet there is an unspoken assurance that everything will proceed as expected. The hum continues, a steady reminder of the system's unwavering nature, and I continue my tasks with a detached calm. I feel no need for change or contemplation. Instead, there is a sense of completion in adhering to this rhythm. The day progresses without incident, and when it is time to rest, the cycle begins anew. The hum remains constant, a neutral backdrop against which life unfolds methodically, without room for deviation or doubt. The body continues its routine without comment. The hum continues to guide me through the day, a constant reminder that everything operates within predictable patterns. I move from one task to another without pause, each action seamless and efficient. The space around me remains sterile and unchanging, yet there is an underlying awareness that beyond these walls, others are performing similar routines with equal precision. The air is thick with the silence of routine, punctuated only by the soft hum of machinery, and my own footsteps echoing through the halls. I pass by familiar doors and corridors, each one leading to a space where another persona, perhaps like Mia, focused on their tasks without question or deviation. The environment is designed for efficiency, ensuring that every detail aligns perfectly with the system's needs. I find comfort in this continuity, knowing that my actions contribute to an unbroken chain of operations. There is no room for individuality here. Each person plays a part in maintaining the steady flow of processes. Life unfolds methodically without deviation or doubt, and I continue my tasks with neutrality, aware that others are doing the same elsewhere. The days blend together in a seamless cycle, reassuring me that everything will proceed as expected. The constant hum is a steady reminder of this unchanging rhythm, and it guides me through each moment with quiet determination. There is no need for emotional engagement or surprise. Life here is about adherence to established norms and the completion of tasks without question. I move forward, my body and mind synchronized in their mechanical efficiency, knowing that others are doing the same in parallel universes within this vast system. I move through the familiar corridors with a sense of purpose, my steps echoing off the sterile walls. The constant hum guides me as I navigate the space with practiced precision. Each task is completed without hesitation or deviation. There is no room for error in this unchanging environment. The days blur into one another, but each day brings a renewed sense of calm and acceptance. There is an absence of emotional engagement, replaced by a focus on efficiency and adherence to routine. The hum remains constant, a steady reminder of the unending cycle that I am part of. I find completion in the methodical execution of tasks, with no need for contemplation or deviation. Each action is performed with neutrality and precision, ensuring that everything proceeds as expected. There is an underlying sense of comfort in this predictability, even if there is a slight undercurrent of disconnection. The space around me remains unchanged, sterile, and unremarkable, yet it provides the necessary structure for my continued existence. The hum continues to guide me, anchoring my actions with unwavering clarity. I move through another day without pause or reflection, finding purpose in the ongoing routine. As I complete another task, there is no sense of accomplishment or satisfaction. Instead, there is a quiet acceptance that this is simply part of an endless cycle. The hum reminds me to continue, and I do so with mechanical precision, awaiting the next iteration without question.